Shalom. I like to give all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kodash. I like to give double honors unto the apostles and elders and CT bishops of Great Millstone who rule well, taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim preaching this word with truth and sincerity around the four corners. Like Elder Malcolm would be saying, risking their lives and freedom to do so now more so than ever. Peace and salutations to the Israelite foreigners, the Israelites that live amongst the heathen that look like some of those heathen. This is not a black or white thing, this is an Israelite thing. So shalom to the speckled bird. And shalom, peace and salutations to the Akim and the few Aqua, the true believers of the hopeful elect. Just coming back in the spirit and theme of prophecy, and wanted to speak on an article I got from watching the video from beloved brother Barack from the GMS church in Birmingham, Alabama. And, it's just more proof that we're at the end of this thing because, they're having talks of World War III. So I'm going to read the article, hit a couple of precepts, and Lord's willing, this will be edifying, straight into the point. Salakia. Damn phone. Alright, this is from Stars Insider, and this is the article I got from watching this video. It says, where the U.S. president goes if nuclear war breaks out. And the heading says it all. Let you know that we're at the end of this thing. 5 years ago, 10 years ago, they wasn't talking about nuclear war breaking out. It shows you that the apostles, starting with the apostles and elders, starting with the apostles down to the young brothers and elders, down to the young brothers like myself, they've been right all along. They've been preaching and prophesying about this day for decades. The brothers in the older brothers in the YouTube era, the bishops and the brothers, the bishops going on 3 decades. The first brothers of the YouTube era going on 2 decades, and young brothers like myself going on 1 decade. So as you can see, or as you can read, prophecy is undefeated. I'll read a little bit of this. It says the subterranean sanctuaries designed to ensure the continuity of government in time of crisis. I'm gonna just read this paragraph and hit a couple of precepts. It says, in an increasingly uncertain and volatile world where nuclear threats are radiating out of Russia, Iran, and North Korea, you best believe all 3 of these countries are going to shoot missiles on America. You best believe that. And even some of America's allies, because it's already been written in the scriptures. A renewed feeling of impending disaster is gripping the United States and other nations in the West. It's an overwhelming sense of dread not experienced since the dark days of the Cold War. But in the event of a nuclear strike on America, where would the president and the U.S. government seek shelter? You see? So this just proves that it's inevitable. Because why is this a topic to talk about? The where the president would go if nuclear war breaks out. That's because it's in the scriptures. The scriptures is undefeated. You see, the global elites, they know that the scriptures is top notch, and they know that it's top of the food chain. It's just you everyday peons that don't know it, and you non-believers, scoffers and scorners, And y'all gonna find out real soon too, because y'all gonna be in the midst of the nuclear war. And get a couple of precepts. First, let me get this. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 7 and verse 1. And you see the heading, it said, the subheading, it says, punishment for wickedness foretold, the coming of the end. Let's start at the top. The points in verse 5 and 6. It says, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, and you see the word Lord in all caps, that let you know it's talking about the Heavenly Father, the God of Israel, and his name is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai. Those names are very important for salvation. You got to call on those names to be delivered. And that's not even a guarantee that you're going to be delivered. Because like it tells you in the book of Matthew, the 7th chapter, it says that many will say, Lord, Lord, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai. And Yahweh Shai is going to say, depart from me, ye workers of iniquity, I never knew you. So you got to make your calling and election sure by due diligence and consistency. It says, moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, also, thou son of man, thus saith the Lord power unto the land of Israel, an end, the end is come upon the four corners of the land. Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send mine anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations. So you see, the Lord's not playing. And mine eye shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thine abominations shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. You see, so there's no, there's no getting away from this judgment. There's no drink. People drink and people smoke. People shop. People try to do some extracurricular activity to get away from the pain and the inevitability of judgment. And there's nothing that you can do to get away from it. Everybody's going to feel it. It says, thus saith the Lord power, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. And the word evil is a compound word. Eve meaning time and ill meaning bad. So bad times are coming. Bad times are already here, but it's going to get worse as the days go by, as prophecies become fulfilled. Like it says, and only evil, behold, is come. An end is come, the end is come. It watcheth for thee, behold, it is come. And that's exactly what you're going to see. You're going to see the end coming. And the end is nuclear fire. Let me get this in the Apocrypha. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 8, verse 50. If you've been paying attention to the news and watching, measuring the time diligently, like it says in the 9th chapter of 2nd Ezra, you would know that gold is almost $4,500 an ounce, and silver is almost $80 an ounce. So the power of the dollar is steadily waning and deteriorating as the hours go by. Not even days, just the hours. I gotta check the gold and silver spot price again. I was watching Apostle Tahar, and when he checked it, it was high. It was almost gold was almost 4,500 and silver was like 77, $78 an ounce, something like that, 79. So yeah, this place is almost out of here. You know, even down to the extra, even down to the bread and circus. You know, and a nigga can't watch his favorite football, basketball game. Why? Because his team is losing. You know, everybody's losing out here. And this second Ezra chapter 8 verse 50, and it reads, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." Yeah, many great miseries is going to befall you people out there. Why? Because you walk in great pride. You know, the people don't seem to realize that it's almost over. You know, you still got people. You got people out here still, you know, standing in line for Jordans. You still got people out here standing in line for for uh, for concert tickets. You know, still trying to keep bread and circus alive, but that's dying down as well. You know, recently, if you've seen videos of Black Friday, there were no people in the stores. You know, because the dollar is dropping. The Americans' pastimes are dying, if they're not already dead. You know, how do you put it? Not to mention that there are a lot of stores closing in 2025 that closed in 2025, and there's even more closing in 2026. You know, brother Kabad from the GMS Raleigh, North Carolina camp, his YouTube channel is GMS Keep Pushing. You know, he went into it. You know, America's dying. You know, and right and like the brother Barack was saying in his video, you can see the symptoms. You know, motherfucker organs start failing, niggas start catching seizures and whatnot. You know, need a machine to breathe, life support. You know, tell signs that it's on its way out. And that's America right now. Matter of fact, let me see if I can get it one more. And there's the book of Matthew, chapter 24, 24, and I start at 6. Actually, I started at 3, just to build it up. It says, "And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, the anointed, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." Why not? Because for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. You see? So these are the beginning of the sorrows. So that lets you know that we're at the end. Because all of that's happening as we speak. So, skipping down to verse 29, it reads, "Immediately after the tribulation of those days, The sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. So this lets you know that we're at the end. That's why they have articles saying where the president would go, just in case, where the president would go if nuclear war breaks out. Immediately after the tribulation. The tribulation is that nuclear war. World War III. All these, it tells you all throughout the scriptures that these other nations are going to take their nuclear capability and point it and use it for Babylon the Great, which is aka America, that filthy whore, you know. Revelation 17th chapter tells you that the beast shall hate the whore. We see that taking place, you know. NATO putting sanctions on America. That's unprecedented. America's almost out of here. So you better get right with the Heavenly Father while you still can. Doors of mercy are still open, but they're steadily closing. This is the book of Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. And it reads, "The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries, against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence." Yeah, and that's exactly what we do. Prophesy against many kingdoms, against many countries, of war, of evil, and pestilence. Like President Trump said, we are the prophets of doom. You dare, and like the beloved elder bro Amon Gabar said, you damn right, we the prophets of doom. Because nothing good is going to come to America. There's nothing good that came to America. Nothing good came out of America being built, and nothing good is going to come from America going down. It's going to go down the same way it came up, through violence. And we can't wait. Because after that, the kingdom of heaven is at hand, baby. That's right. The Israelites are going to rule forevermore. And not just any Israelites, the elect, the chosen, the hopeful elect, the chosen elect of the nation of Israel, because not even all of Israel is going to partake of it in the beginning, and we just hope to be part of that chosen elect, you know. We That's why you better hope and pray that the Heavenly Father deems you worthy enough to escape the said perils, you know. But anyway, Lord's will is edified. Till next time, I'm going to say shalom to the elect.